I'm Maggie Weiss. Oh. Okay.
What else about you?
I am the manager at Moon and also a stylist. I'm 22.
All right. Have you been here long?
Just hit 3 years in January.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you are?
My name's Olivia Grote. I am the onboarding coach here and also a stylist. I've been here for about a year and a half.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where did you come from? We'll go back to Maggie here. Where did you come from? And I don't mean like ethnically.
Right.
Like, what's your backstory? Where did you get started and why did you get started?
So I was in nursing school. COVID hit. That didn't work out, so I was just working. And then my sister was friends with a girl that did hair, and she offered me an assisting position just to kind of test it out. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. My mom's done hair for like 40 years, but I never thought even anything of it. It just never crossed my mind to do it. And then I started assisting for her and really liked it. So then I went to Kaskaskia in Centralia, did school there for 11 months, and then I started assisting here January 3 years ago. And it just worked out really well here. We all got along, and it was just a good fit.
And your background in hair, like why did you get started in this?
So I did cheer for like almost 10 years, and I loved doing hair and makeup. And my parents always told me, like, you have to get into this. Like, you would be wasting so much time and money, like going to like a university for something you truly don't want to do. So, I mean, like in 7th grade, I decided, I was like, I am definitely going to be doing hair or makeup or something in that field. And then high school came around and like junior year hit, and I was already in connections with Paul Mitchell and I had already decided. So I had graduated high school May of 2020 and I started in July of 2020. So it was like still in the middle of COVID, kind of starting hair school, doing half of it virtually because you couldn't be there all the time. And graduated that next September. I worked for a salon in St. Louis for 2 years, did like an intense training program there, was on the floor for a little bit, and then I wanted to be closer to home. So I moved here, and it just ended up working out perfectly.
And you were in nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't jiving with you.
No, it was one semester. It was when COVID hit, so it's like self-teaching, and it just wasn't my thing.
But you had been around here, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because my grandma did it, aunt did it, mom did it.
Yeah.
And she would do it from home for a long time, too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just always around it, but I never had anything against it. It always interested me, but I just never thought to take on that profession.
Right, yeah. Since you made that change, did it immediately set well with you? Like, this is a good decision?
Mm-hmm. Like, the first few days I started assisting for her, I was like, I really enjoy this. It was just a good time, and which I wasn't too into it. So I was like, oh, this is easy. No, it's not easy, but definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes it worth it to you? If I could say one thing makes it worth it for you.
I think just helping people in a sense. I think that's why I wanted to do nursing. I feel like a lot of people kind of go back and forth between nursing and doing hair, just the sense of helping people, but yeah, nothing makes me feel better than turning someone around and seeing their reaction and making them feel better.
Yeah, and you were 7th grade doing hair and makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously both of you two have artistic instincts. Yeah. And thankfully your parents knew to encourage that because that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, I'm like the only one in my family too. Everybody's super like not creative like at all. So they're more on like the number side of things, which I do enjoy more of that side of things, but I think my creativity comes like first and shows more than that.
What I find with creative people is you have to be creative or you're going to be miserable.
Yeah.
It almost, and there's a balance you have to hit, but it almost overrides the money.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can do both, great. But if you can't, let's say you're not getting paid in your creative field, you have another field. If you're only doing that and not finding a creative outlet, you can get miserable and can cause problems down the road with relationships. And a lot of people don't understand that.
Yeah, like I don't care if I work all the time. I don't feel like I'm working all the time. I could be doing hair all day and I'd be tired, but like I don't feel like mentally drained at all. If anything, it fuels me. So that's how I am.
Well, and I think for the consumer, that's who you want doing your hair.
Yeah.
Or a tattoo. Or whatever it is that you're going to get service you can get done from an artistic person. Even a bartender. People paying money to come into a salon. You want to be going to a stylist who love the artistic side of what they're doing. Because more than likely, you're doing repeat customers. A lot of times, everyone goes into mundane modes, burnout modes and all that stuff. But the people who see it as art, they hit that less and they come out better. And so you're consistently doing better, more attentive work to your clients, no matter how many times they've already been in your chair. It's still fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they're more likely to pick up on your venturous characteristic as an artist. So they will make changes, usually ahead of everyone else because they have hairstylists who say, you want to play around today? I love to play around. Like a snowball effect, it affects the people that are actually coming in here. It's a safe adventure. If you want to expand out of what you've done for the last year, we can do it safely, and I'm the person to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, so, and you guys aren't from Everettsville.
No.
How did you end up at Moon?
So when I was working over in St. Louis, all of my family is here in Granite and in Edwardsville. And I was driving like 45, sometimes an hour over there every day, and like to and from. And it just got to be a little too much. And there was some other like personal factors where if I just needed to be close around. So actually, one of the other girls, Ryan, here was working here, and we had gone to school together and worked previously together. And I just shot her a text. I was like, "Are you guys hiring?" And then she gave me the email, and I DM'd them, and I was like, "I think this is just like my best route to go." I had looked around, but this was where I felt most at home.
Yeah. And you?
I'm from Highland.
Okay. Yeah, like how did you hear about Moon?
Well, Briley went to the girl that I used to work for her hair, so I always knew about her. And then I remembered she said that they were opening the place, and it just ended up not working out with that girl. And I was in school, and then I wanted extensions, so I came to Briley for extensions. And she's like, "Well, you're in school. You should come assist for us on Fridays, see how it works." And then rest was history. I feel like that first Friday, it felt good and just kept coming back.
So tell me about your role first.
So I'm floor manager, pretty much opening, closing, check side work, help out with inventory, help them out with anything they need. A lot of it is just managing the girls, keeping everyone on track, busy. If they need anything, like customer relations, if there's an issue with the customer, I'd be the first one they would go to. So deal a lot with, not a lot, thankfully, knock on wood, deal with that. So that type of thing.
And you?
So my title is onboarding coach, and I do mostly most of the hiring, and we do a lot of the interviewing process together, and then Megan and Briley will do the second interview, but anyone's first interaction is usually with me whenever hiring happens. And if they are training to be a stylist, I am their point person. We go over our whole associate program. I teach it, they teach it, she helps out. It's very team-oriented with management, and I just help the girls get on the floor and help them build their book and with their social media and all of that. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That makes it easier for it to do,
Yeah.
but it's fun. If I'm a stylist coming in, what are some of the things what are some of the main points you want to get across?
So we go through, we have units in our program. So we have 4 different units, goes over color, cutting, all of that type of stuff. We teach you our techniques, and you learn the basics in school. So this program is meant to teach you more of the intricate techniques that they have come up with and worked hard for, and also kind of pours everybody else's knowledge into it too.
So let me pause you right there.
Mm-hmm.
So they graduate, but here, once you come here, you have a program that you guys have kind of accumulated knowledge and experience, and they immediately learn new things.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm shocked by that. Honestly, I can't immediately think of any other place that's going to do that.
Yeah. So, they worked really hard to come up with the program, and I'm basically the one that just tries to execute it. And there's a lot of things that you don't get taught in school, so we kind of like fill in the cracks of the foundation that they learn. I mean, they just teach you basically how to pass your boards. So, and it's an awesome like opportunity. Yeah. It's really cool.
So, how come when we did the first podcast, you did not talk about it? That's absolutely amazing.
I was just getting ready to write a note for Olivia to talk about. And off of what you said about our atmosphere, that's actually a unit that they begin with. And it's not the most fun unit, but it's what makes our salon so special.
Yeah, it's our foundations. We teach you our basics, and then we build off of that. Our salon culture is super... we just work together, and we're very team oriented, and we want to make sure that the new girls understand that from day one, because it is just really important, and we want their values to align with our values.
So you have they come in and they have the culture, like a culture training, culture class, and then you also have the technique. So how long does that take?
About 2 to 3 months, 3 on the longer end. It's a pretty quick program. It's it can be a lot, but it's fun at the same time. So I don't think anybody ever really feels like super overwhelmed with everything.
I'm sure. Like, let me say this as if I'm talking to people who are in school right now. Once you graduate, you want to feel the most secure you can feel behind the chair as quick as possible. And it won't happen day one. If you go into almost 99% of the salons that I would say anywhere. So you guys have an environment where a new student comes in or graduates, and in day one, you're filling in the blanks, making sure, I can't stress how important that is. Like they're going to be so much more confident within 3 months because of this program. And this is why some people quit doing hair, because they don't have anything like this.
I can do an entire episode with you just about.
We should. We need to do that. I can't. This is blowing me away.
I didn't mean to interject too much on there.
No, that's okay.
But we have a booklet, and I literally named the front of it "Welcome to Your Career."
Yeah. That's
That's
amazing.
Yeah.
People need to know that. Stylists need to know that. If you're a new stylist, even if you've been doing it 2 years and you feel burned out or like you're not going anywhere, I would give Moon a call, and I would encourage them so much to give you guys a call, because they don't have that support. It's like you graduate, even if they go to a commission salon, which seems to be a curse word, but in this case, I promise you it's not a curse word. I promise you your career is going to be better if you come to Moon. You come here and you basically are doing you're doing an exam of what do you guys need that you didn't learn there, tech-wise. So we're going to get you caught up and make sure you are the most confident you can be before you get behind the chair. And you're going to understand who we are without guessing for 2 or 3 years and get into bad relationships and misunderstand. Like, I can't stress how important that is.
Yeah.
I think what you guys are developing here.
Mm-hmm. I think education is our biggest strength here.
Yeah.
Like, it's unreal the amount of education that all of us get. Like,
yes, I know.
Yeah.
I watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've encouraged it obviously with you guys, but you already had that mode. It wasn't like I was like, "Hey guys, there's this thing called education." Yeah, I'm a little bit stunned right now. We need to talk more about that on a different podcast, because that's a game changer, and you have a program that you've made yourself. And so let me just say this. I know I'm talking a lot, but let me say this. I can't think of I don't know even how to put this, but for a salon owner to build a program, and I'm sure there's some collaboration like where you've learned through experience and it's probably changeable.
Yeah, even with them, they've seen it develop.
Yeah.
Maggie was our first commission employee, technically.
Yeah.
And so she was at the very beginning of me and Bradley just being like, oh, hey, let me show you this placement. And it's like, ooh, let's put that in a curriculum.
Yes. So you're building this movable curriculum, like you say, and then, I mean, you guys, how long has the salon been here? 3 freaking years, and you got that much done is nuts. But then you pass it to one of your employees and say, you take responsibility with this. I just can't stress how like impressive and what a good situation you guys are in and you are a part of building. And I want people to know that. Like, you know, as far as I go, it's like you want people to be in the best place possible to build their careers, which I know when we talked, you said the same thing. It's about building a career so they can live the lives that they want to live and that sort of thing. And you guys are a part of that. So in your role in this is what? As far as the curriculum and you're doing the onboarding, and so you're the in-house like manager. Okay.
Yeah, so I help out a little bit with it, with classes here and there, try to sit in, give some of my advice, sometimes just help her out with some of it, but it's a lot of it, the new girls are usually under her a lot, so I don't want to say don't talk to them too much, but not interacting with them as much until they're really a stylist, and then I guess you could say they're more under me. But still definitely try to help them out with everything because it is a lot of classes and getting models in and all that type of stuff. So just try to help out as much as I can with all that.
Yeah. A lot of the questions that I would ask you guys are kind of, it's kind of naturally coming out with, you know, obviously here's what I'm going to ask you and you're basically going to repeat this. What are the ingredients that make Moon special to work for?
Education.
Megan and Briley being amazing.
Yeah, they're like super involved. Like they just care. Like there's so many places out there where you see owners come in and they just are clearly there for a check and they don't actually care like deep down like they do. And it's super rare to find. And I think that's what like initially when I first met them, I didn't even have an interview. We just had a meeting first before my interview. And I could just tell, like, they just listened and they were like, okay, like, we know how to move forward. Like, they just genuinely care about you as a human and they work with you. And that's super hard to find, I feel like, in the salon world.
Yeah, because it takes time and effort.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And most people just want to say, here's the commission schedule or here's the rent and then move on and take some responsibility in some cases. I mean, I obviously have so many salons. I can kind of run through my Rolodex in my head of how people do different things and what makes them good and what makes them a little bit stagnant. But like, they care enough to say, this is where you guys are at. You are at as an individual, and we're going to help you become an even better individual at your job, which is going to help your entire life. And the life hack of that is, or the business hack of that is, you become a spokesman for the business. And that affects, when you love working for Moon, more people are going to want to come get their hair done at Moon. They're going to support you and support a salon. That's one of the reasons why I want to get the word out. Is like, I think people need to know about you guys in a larger area, hairstyles included. Like, because in my opinion, not only because the salon has built the best culture, and add to that, you're in the best economic place in maybe everything south of Chicago. I don't know how good Champaign is economically, but I can't see it surpassing Evansville at this point. So you may be the number 2 place to work in the entire state of Illinois. What I would say to hairstylists, even an hour away, it's worth the drive to build your career here. I mean, my wife works in Evansville. Obviously doesn't work here. But when we moved in together, before we had Arrow, I said, she was in Belleville and she was nervous. And I was like, you're not working in Granite, first of all. I'm from Granite. You're not working in Granite. I'm like, there's just too low of a ceiling of what you can make. I was like, if we're going to make the move, you're going to make the move to Edwardsville, where you can actually make money. And so to me, I mean, we're in Granite, so it's not that far of a drive. You're in Highland, it's not that far of a drive.
Like
Even if
30
you're,
minutes.
like I said, like an hour away, it's like, why wouldn't you come here and build your career here? And if you still want to drive home after a couple years, that's where you want to have your home, cool. But at least here, you're going to be making more money. You have a higher ceiling to make more money. You're going to get trained as a professional, and maybe someday you want to move somewhere else, but you'll be so far ahead of most people in that situation, and you're going to meet new people. You may start a new life. You know what I'm saying? In an area that can actually give you a launching pad to go somewhere. So cool. Okay, let's shift gears a tiny bit. What are some of the things besides the onboarding, which I think is like we can't talk about that enough, but what are some of the things that Moon does that's been some of your favorite things? Like some, obviously the everyday work, but like some of the side things that you guys have tried that's been some of your favorite. Even it's just your top favorite. I know recently you guys did, we talked about the Moon After Dark. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
that was
stuff
a
like
lot
that.
of fun.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. What's been your favorite so far?
I've loved all of like the little events and parties we've done, including us and clients. I really enjoyed the Warty Gras we did last year that we're going to do this weekend again. It was just so fun to just get out in public too, for more people to see us. But then it was just a really good team bonding time too. I think everyone gets along amazing here, but outside of work too, it's just, you can't beat it. And it's good to just bond with everybody that way as well.
Yeah, we have little like pool days in the summer. It's just like the quality time, I think, for all of us. We're all around the same age. It's always so fun with all of us.
So you guys have done pool parties, you do Warty Gras, you did Moon After Dark. Am I missing something?
We did a spring fling that last March or April. That was a lot of fun. We all like got dressed up in like spring dresses and just had like a fun dinner here. And we did like the wine glass painting a couple months ago. That was a lot of fun. Was it Halloween?
I think so.
Yeah.
So these are things you guys do as a team.
Yeah.
Build team environment. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, back in the day, we had something called Discover Show. It's crazy to me that's been gone so long. You guys don't know what that is. But that was a really fun thing for me for salons, because everyone would go to St. Louis and there was a big show, 2 days, and then afterwards I would go out with everybody, and it was such a good thing for everyone in the industry to hang out outside of the salon, go to bars. If you want to drink, you drink, dance. It was Sunday and Monday, so like at that time the landing was safe. And it was crazy. It was so much fun. But what I noticed about it that was the most fun was, like I said, it was the meeting outside of the salon and just being humans together, enjoying each other's company, laughing and having a good time. And since stuff like that is mostly gone, it's really important that salons build that environment on their own. And with education, you guys have gone to education, like go to Nashville. If you just that does the same thing as a Discover Show. But those times when, whether you go bowling or you have margarita or you have the pool thing, it's like that sticks the whole thing together and keeps the maybe some in-house drama down. You know what I'm saying? It keeps the communication up at a healthy level. And we kind of live in a time when people don't hang out anymore, so it's really important. I think it's a tragedy, but I think you guys are helping each other's emotional state by just being in a community together.
Yeah, it helps a lot to be able to step outside of work and just kind of be humans.
Yeah.
It also helps us, like, I think we all know when it's time to be professional, but then whenever we want to goof off, we know the time, because we just know each other so well. Yeah. We have like our content days, and before we do our content days and get some videos and pictures, we've done yoga before, and it was really funny.
These are all very inviting things too. And maybe if you're like shy, it would be a little intimidating, but I'm sure the way it's administered is not, because they're here. It's not like they're being thrown into strangers. Like, you're here for a while and then we do these things. I just can't encourage people to look into what makes all the things that make, all the ingredients that make a Moon what it is. Which, okay, let's go back over them. You said education. You basically said culture. The culture starts from the top down. One of the biggest things I've always told, especially over the last 4 years, I would say, I've told salon owners, number one thing to do is not be a dick. Because I've seen really snotty people fall quicker than ever in this industry. We're back in the day, because of social media not being around, I've seen salon owners just be not good people. And now, because of social media and how much people talk, can't get away with it, and they don't get away with it, and I love it.
Yeah, people need to be held accountable for that.
People need to be held accountable for that. You shouldn't be treating people like slaves. You should care about them. If everyone cares about everyone, it helps everyone's emotional state, financial state, and that affects so much. And you guys have owners that, obviously, if they ever get out of line, tell me. I'll pull them aside. You guys are kind of being assholes. Chill out. Okay, let's talk about hair trends. I think this was on something that I sent you guys. But what hair trend are you loving right now?
I've been loving just soft, natural, blended blondes. I feel like a lot of people are incorporating their natural color, which is great. I don't see my clients as often, so it makes me kind of sad. But I also love knowing that they can go months, and I see clients like 2 times a year. So it's kind of can be hard to like build a book still, being so new and only seeing them twice a year. But it makes me feel good that I'm producing work that they can go so long in between appointments. And that's the biggest trend that I'm loving right now. It's just natural, soft, blended.
And the trick of the trend for hairstylists is that's what happens. And that changes it changes my end of it too, because if you're not, if people are coming in less because of the style, then you need less product. But what that does do is open up books space for new clients, which is important. And that's why it's important to be in a salon that's helping bring people in, that's attractive for the outside world to come in, because now you do have space. Yeah. Because the styles have changed. And that's a universal thing right now with these trends. It started with the balayage, obviously. It was more of a loose, I would say, look that requires less maintenance. Yeah. How about you? What would you like?
Kind of the same as her, but brunettes. I love doing brunettes, like dimensional brunettes, super soft. I love it. That's my vice right now. Also, I'm really liking the blunt bobs.
Blunt bobs. Yeah. All this stuff cycles back.
I know. Yeah. I know. I just love doing them.
Yeah. That's cool. What do you want to see go away? If there's a trend, you can say, I'm tired of that. I think it's wore itself out.
Chunky money pieces.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. It was like a 2020 thing, maybe before that. I can't remember like when it really came in.
It's like a block color.
Yeah, I remember when it like first hit, like, the coast is where all the trends start. My mom tried doing it on me. I was like, what is this? This is horrible. Year later, everyone's got them. Yeah. And then it's transitioned to like the super soft, which I love, but I can't. And some people want the chunky. I'm like, if that's truly what you want, I will do it. But maybe don't tell people that I did it. I'm like, it's not my thing. But everyone likes what they like. But personally, not my thing anymore.
Yeah. You?
Probably. Okay, and this doesn't go for everybody. I love like the really big like 90s layers, like the butterfly. I love it. It's just not made for everybody. I don't think it should be a trend. I think it should be something that is like catered to a certain type of client. Yeah. That's
What's interesting about trends, and this is just how I observe it at the moment. I could be wrong about this, but I feel like back up until maybe even into the early 2000s, trends were pretty on point, meaning they transferred over, and there was an 80s trend, and then there was a 90s trend, and then there was a 2000s trend. But I think at 2000s it started to go into where it was just kind of it all blended to a point where now I feel like, even like you see it in clothes, obviously the 90s big baggy stuff came in, but the 80s stuff never really dropped completely. Like we're blending eras now where anyone kind of can go with anything, which is kind of cool because what happens is you customize it then what looks best for you for what you're doing and your just fashion and all that, which is great. I like that because it's more artistic. It's more unboxed and but I don't see like what's the next distinct thing. What's the next, I can remember when I first got an undercut and had long hair on top, slicks back and had an undercut. Like that was the thing. And now it still kind of exists and the fade still kind of exists.
Yeah.
It's like with men's, it's like, it's kind of like, I don't know what's happening. The only distinct trend that I can pick up on right now is with kids getting mullets.
And perms.
Perm mullets for like high school kids. My 6-year-old must have perm his mullet at this point. So it's weird to see like we've moved into this era of like there's not really a distinction. It's just kind of what fits you, I guess.
Yeah.
And not just, we're doing the 90s thing again, or we're doing the emo thing again with dudes. Like, what,
right. It's like everything all at once.
Everything all at once is where it is now.
Yeah, and it's fun that way. I feel like it makes you be a better hairstylist because you got to know more and you learn more. Yeah. But I do love that aspect of it, is that everyone's just doing their own thing right now. There's still, some people that are following the trends that change every week, but I feel like a lot of people are just doing their own thing, and I like that a lot.
It's like the mix of, like, there's a mixed result from social media and TikTok is that...
TikTok is horrendous.
It's like you get to, it's like because you're constantly seeing new things, what it ends up happening, you're seeing everything then.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing this trend, this is just,
It's so like such oversaturation.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Like Calico's really big right now, but I feel like that's also a version of kind of Kelly Clarkson.
Which is a version of Jennifer Aniston in the 90s.
Right. Like it's just everything is so...
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston's Bob was so big in the 90s, but also this calico thing, but it ended up being like stripes.
Yeah, it's just block color.
And I saw that come back. I was like, oh, that's the worst. Like, I can't stand this stripe thing.
It's just block color with the same 3 colors.
Yeah, that's wild.
Some people can pull it off, really well.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm one of those people. Yeah. I think it would be really fun to do.
Let's do this. I did the 3 ingredients for the salon. What's 3 ingredients? What's 3 ingredients that makes you? What makes you?
Oh gosh.
I mean, there's a lot. Obviously, you can really get deep on that. But what do you think? If you think 3 things, the 3 ingredients that kind of, or just any 3 ingredients that kind of make up you?
I definitely would say the creative aspect. I feel like oh gosh.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, maybe you go. I may think about this.
You do your first one.
I think I'm super creative and open-minded. Do you want like specialties that we do behind the chair that make me?
Not necessarily.
Or just...
But you can do that too. We'll do behind the chair specialties next.
Yeah. I'd like to think I'm very open-minded.
Okay.
Can you?
Usually characteristic.
Okay. I'm like, do you think I am?
Yeah.
Most creative people are open-minded.
Yeah.
I think you have to be.
I feel like everyone here is
interesting.
very
I was about to say, I think everybody here is
Yeah.
pretty open-minded though. Like, there's not anybody that's like, nope, that's the wrong way.
Which means you have a good artistic core here. What's interesting to me is that that's not a universal hairstylist characteristic, and you would think it would be. I know plenty who I would not say are very creative. They're technical, they're very good at their job, but the creative part of that is not their strength.
Yeah, you have to know the rules to break them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you to break the rules.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make sure that you know the rules.
Yeah.
I hate when people say they're humble, but I do. I say this in the aspect, I think I am, because I can admit when I'm wrong, especially to a client.
Yeah.
I've had times where I did something and I was like, that's not how I wanted it to turn out. Like, do you have time to stay? I want to fix this. Like, I can admit when I'm wrong. especially, someone's unhappy or just in any aspect here. I feel like I'm good at admitting when I am in the wrong. And I feel like that.
You're very transparent.
Yes, I try to be.
Yes, you're very transparent.
Like, that is a form of humility, but I would say it's also a form of courage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like saying what's true means something to you,
Mm-hmm.
which is integrity. Like that's a really important aspect of being a functional, healthy human.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't be honest with yourself, you can't be honest with someone else.
Yeah,
So.
it's taken years to be that way, but definitely working here and working with the public, you just learn you got to be honest with yourself and admit when you're wrong.
Yeah, that's a good quality. That's a good quality for a hairstylist, because if I'm looking for a new hairstylist, I want the hairstylist that I can have an honest conversation with and
Mm-hmm.
work with. Before I get off track, you were talking about TikTok. I did want to say this. I don't know if you guys have checked out Redken's portfolio library. Have you seen that?
Mm-mm.
So Redken has an asset library for you guys, and so it's people will come in with TikTok pictures. It's tons of pictures with the formulas of how to do them. So when people come in to show you these pictures, you can go to their library and say, "Is this what you like this?" And they say yes, and then you have their guide to.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, it is, because especially if someone's new, it's a really nice help if they get into a panic, but it's also. To me, a little bit of that taken away from the TikTok thing, where you have no idea if it's filtered or if it's anything, where this is a more honest, if you're showing me this picture, this is a unfiltered picture from a professional. Is this what you're going for?
Yeah.
And they say yes.
Yeah, sometimes we have to be like, that's AI.
Yeah.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not possible.
So much of that lately, it's driving me nuts.
It's all over Pinterest, all the AI photos, and we're like, okay.
I can do a cut similar to that, but your hair is not going to look that smooth.
No.
That is
no
AI.
frizz at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mess with AI a little bit and with pictures and stuff, and it's crazy.
It's
how
unreal.
realistic they're getting.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it is
And
creepy.
therefore unrealistic.
Yeah.
It's God, no, this isn't here's a real picture. That's why, again, the library. Here's a real person from a real artist.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a made up,
Yeah,
it's wild.
It's good to know because clients will show filters or AI or something. It's that is not achievable on you. It's not even real.
Yeah.
If I can show you what is real, here's my Pinterest board, or here's these freaking things.
I was about to say, we're really good about showing our own Instagram page for for inspiration. I'll go on her page. I'll go on her and Bright, everybody. I'll be like, well, there's nothing on my page. I know I can do it, but I haven't posted anything. Let me show you some other.
Yeah.
They don't we don't really edit here. So,
yes.
everything's really raw, and it's going to show you exactly what it looks like. That person would walk in, and that's how it would look in person.
Yes. And which is really important when you're trying to convert, when you're trying to make what they want, craft what they want done.
Yeah.
This is really what it looks like in real life. So I can do that. But the other thing is knowing what someone should not do.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to tell them
Yes.
that. I'm I really don't think that you'll like that. I'll do it if you really, really want me to.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that you'll like it.
Again, great. So, so these are great qualities. Where do you think these qualities come from? Is it from the training and the experience here? Is it the environment that's set here?
I think they've really, they're very, people pay for your professionalism. Do not be afraid to give them your opinion. If they really, really want something done, do it. But make it known, very important on consultation. We've had so many consultation classes. You could take 5 consultation classes and still pick up something that you didn't know from the 6th.
Right.
There's always something. So just being very forward and honest and transparent with the client, it saves your ass in the end, if something happens.
Yeah.
It's just way better to be honest and straightforward in the beginning.
And way more professional.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the consultation process, which gets left out so easily, you guys have taken classes on that.
Oh, yeah.
So many. That's what I was going to say, is they're very big on consultation.
Yes.
When I first came here, Megan would always have me go up to a client, be do a consultation while I'm finishing this one. I'm so what do you want to do? I'm I don't know what I'm saying. And then we just had so many classes over it, and just watching them, they're just very confident and thorough. And I'm wow, that's really going to help me out. And it just
Yes.
very hard on those classes in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So again, a message to stylists out there or in school, you probably are not getting taught consultation, but it's such an important part. And if you come to Moon, you're going to be trained in how to consult, and it's going to build you into a professional stylist.
Yep.
And I'm much more confident.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People just want to be heard.
Yeah.
They just want to be listened to.
Yeah. And when they're in your chair, they want to know, they want a professional.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is like, again, the message to anyone who's looking for a new stylist, then come to Moon. Like this is where people are trained to be professional, and it's not a stylist on their own and you hope you get the good stylist that day. It's the team has been built to give you, okay, so just like with anything, like some people like certain kind of food, music, like there's gonna be people that don't like certain things, but it gives you the highest percentage of you getting your worth for your money when you're in a salon that's been built the right way, like this, like it's been built with the structure of a team and professionalism and education. And I don't think consumers understand the importance of education, but they should understand that if I'm spending X amount of money to get my hair done, I want to be spending that money on the person who's the most educated and has the best backing in the salon and the best environment that I can go in. And so if I'm spending X amount of money at this salon and they have no education and they're on their own, wouldn't I really be better off spending my money with the same amount of money? Because that's what happens. They spend the same amount of money or not more, but they're actually getting less professionalism and less education in a lot of places.
I feel like I see that.
Doesn't always equal how long they've been doing hair.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I try to get that across all the time because everyone here, including Briley and I, are under 10 years experience physically.
Yeah.
But I mean, mentally, just skyrocketed.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it goes back to the training and everything. Like you built an environment to speed the process up. To speed the learning process up, to bring security into the whole experience for the client, from not only the technique but the consultation, and just the overall environment of the salon. What would you call it? The relaxed.
Laid back luxury.
Laid back luxury. Yeah. The laid back luxury vibe that's here, but it's not over the top with anything. You're not in that aspect. I have other salons that are like that, and I really appreciate that. Where it's not. If you get over the top with certain things, it comes off as pretentious after a while. It becomes this dogma, and we're better than you. We don't care if you're here or not. But if you are here, this is who we are. This is what we do. We don't care what you want. And that's when it goes awry. But you don't have that. You have just an openness to the environment the sandbox that everyone's playing in, so to speak. Yeah. So ingredients. So you guys got any more? Give me technical ingredients then.
I do all I'm the cutting specialist here.
Good.
So anything cutting is right up my alley.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
Cutting
it.
classes? What kind? What's been your favorite?
I actually really like teaching bobs because it seems like a simple one length haircut, but there's a lot more that goes into it. I also, in my whole first class in our associate program, it's just the basics of knowing your tools and your body. So I literally go over what parts of your shears are, and then also your body positioning. So I'm okay, you have to be I will move I'll be you need to be like this, and then get lax, and I'm okay, stay like this. You have to really, every little detail with cutting matters. And I don't think people sometimes they don't understand that. But it's what makes or breaks a really good haircut. You can fix a bad haircut, but to an extent. People that have bad haircuts, they're scarred. So I think it's an undersaturated realm of the industry right now. Everything's very color focused and blonde focused, which is super important. I love me some color, but I think cutting needs to be just as important as color.
And where did you learn that from?
So whenever I started at my old salon, I worked under my mentor there, and she is one of the big cutting artists for L'Oreal Professional. So I learned everything from her. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great experience.
Yeah.
You don't get that every day. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you ever be interested in becoming an educator yourself?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
See that in the future? Oh, that would just empower you even more.
Yeah.
In salon, like it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. I started that process back in August, and I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
So.
For L'Oreal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's big.
Yep.
How about you?
Oh gosh. I'm too hard on myself. I feel like definitely color is like my best ability out of all of it. I feel like I'm very good at looking at pictures and just not copy and paste, but making it very similar. And a lot of my clients come in and they just do not know what they want, and they're like, do what you think is best. And I feel like that's the majority of my lived-in clients, and I do it and they love it every time.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm good at doing what needs to suit them and making it look good on them.
It's like you look into someone's living room and they ask you to decorate their living room, and you know what would be best for them. Like if they don't want rustic, you're not going to do rustic. You can interpret what they really want, and you can make that up, which is a talent, which is a
yeah, because a lot of people don't know the terminology too. They're like, well, I don't know how to explain. I want this, but I also, and I'm like, I know what you're saying. As long as you trust me, and they do, and goes into the consultations, just good long consultations. They trust me. They feel comfortable. I'm like, I will just do my thing if that's what you want me to do, and then I do it, and they love it.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's consultation. That's the consultation training that gets you to that point where you're comfortable with those conversations and can draw out of them what they really want through their lack of, because they shouldn't know. I mean,
right.
Sometimes they say they want this and they use a term that's actually something else. They don't know better, so you really have to talk them through it to make sure when they say, balayage, they actually mean that and not something else. It's kind of the thing.
Yeah, that's always my favorite thing is when they're like, I've tried to explain this before, but nobody's just ever understood, and I feel like you're understanding what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm like, feels good in the heart. Like,
I'm sure it feels good to them too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? What makes you part two? You said creativity, openness, which everyone here seems to be open. What's one other thing that makes, if you're telling someone they should come to you, why should they come to you? Why are they good spending their money here with you rather than someone else?
I would say education.
I was actually about to say thoroughly educated.
That's like the biggest thing. It's just we're insanely educated for being only both of us under 4 years in the industry.
Yeah, you guys probably know this. I really know it because I see so many different stylists. You guys, you're so much more educated than everyone else. I say that to you guys to encourage you on that road in case you ever, it's so important and it sets you guys so far apart. Don't ever take it for granted. Even when I walk in here, I can't remember what days it was. Maybe it was Fridays when you guys, or Tuesdays when you guys would do Tuesday morning education. It's like a tree that's roots are getting deeper and deeper and deeper, so it can grow taller and taller and taller. You're giving yourself the best shot to stay motivated, to stay professional, to stay sharp, and just to stay happy with what you're doing. Sometimes you need a break. You need to step away. That's fine, but it's so good to be at a place that's trying to build the house bigger and bigger. For more people to come in. Not bigger and bigger so one person can make a lot of money or another person can make a lot of money, but bigger and bigger so more people can come in and have careers and have families and make decisions for their future.
I know, at least for me, whenever I get super burnt out or at least uninspired, I felt this way right before we went to Nashville last year, and I just went to them and I was like, I don't know what's going on. I feel so off. I feel not inspired, and we went to Nashville and I'm like, oh, I just needed a class. I think people just need to go out and like
Yes.
just learn something new. I think probably more people would still be doing hair if they just would open their mind a little bit and be like, okay, I just need to like step out of my environment and like go somewhere for a class and just like have fun and not take everything so seriously. And I came back and I was like, I'm a different person. I feel so refreshed. Like I'm just, anytime I feel that way, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go to a class because I need to feel better.
Being a hairstylist, I think being any artist, I think it's a tragedy and it backfires on you if you're not fully into it. And I've seen that happen where people were kind of into it, and eventually what happens is you fall behind slowly, an inch at a time, and then 3, 4, 5 years go by, suddenly you're way behind and you don't know how to catch back up. And I've had these conversations with people who do fall behind and admit it, like I just stopped going to education. But like if you're into an artistic thing, it's just more enjoyable, and everyone gets burned out and everyone needs to walk away and go, take a vacation or whatever, then come back. But it's more enjoyable. This is one of the things I always love about being here with you guys, is that when people are really into what they're doing, they actually love being a salon owner for all the right reasons. They also love being a stylist, or they love the onboarding, they love the managing for all the right reasons. It's just more fun. You dress the part, you look the part, you want the stuff, you want to be a part of the thing, and that's so attractive to everyone else. They're like, what's these guys got going on? Like, they actually are part of a thing. And I think that if I could, and I've said this probably a couple of times today, but if I could find hairstylists who are on the verge of quitting being hairstylists, young hairstylists, let's say, just give this a chance, because you're probably just in the wrong environment. You probably just are not been encouraged to really be into it, and no one's helping you actually make money. No one's actually helping you be the hairstylist that can make money, that can support yourself and then the family and everything else that can contribute to these things. And if you're not making money doing what you're doing, you are going to get burned out. It takes it. You do like it. You need to be enjoying it, and you also need to be making money. And I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but like part of the professionalism, and I saw this during inflation big time, was the people who stopped going to education, who stopped fully being in it, were so far behind in what they were charging customers that I would have people literally admit to me that their customers are saying, when are you going to raise prices? How are you doing this? And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and one of them in particular admitted to me, she stopped going to education, and from that, she used to go to New York to the Redken Exchange. She would do, she would go to like a symposium and stuff like that, and she stopped, and she stayed at that level, but inflation happens and life happens year after year after year, and suddenly you are way behind, and you become I call them thrift store stylists. You have clients because you stay cheap and they want to cheap. And I'm like, did you get into this business to do that? Or did you get in this business to be the best artist you can be and get paid because you are a professional, because you are worth that? You are the professional artist in this industry. And that's where the things that go on here help you. You're going to fight at some point in your life. I promise you that. Life comes at you. But you are more guarded and you have more tools to be aware of those things as you go into life, as you make different decisions. How old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking?
22.
I'm 22.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of life. You're on the right track, and life is going to come at you guys and probably punch you in the face several times throughout the next couple of decades, right?
Yep.
Yes, it will.
And so you want to be in a place that can help you have strong legs when the mountain gets really steep. And that's a very deep way of saying you're in a good place.
It's true. I think we all feel very comfortable and safe here.
Yeah.
Just a good environment all around.
Yeah. And you say it's like when you're in a place, Edwardsville, Moon Salon, part of the strong legs to go up steep mountains is finances. Like, you can't get around that. It is being in a place where you can love what you're doing. That helps. That's part of the strength. But you also got to be making the money to keep you going up that mountain. And this is the place where you have that opportunity to do that, and other people could have the opportunity if they chose to do that. But this place definitely is giving you the opportunity to be the strongest you can be if you so do so. Obviously, you guys can flake out and do your own thing like other people can, but like you definitely have the platform where like we can go and we can build something, and they're giving us the opportunity. Let's take advantage of it while we're young, exuberant, youthful, have flexibility, have time to go to the education, have time to explore. Do I want to be an educator? Do I want to anything you want? Do I want to add this? Do I want to take all those things? You're in such a safe environment to do that. Always be grateful for that. Even when the days when they're getting on your nerves or someone's getting on your nerves, just remember to be grateful.
Always.
Anything else you guys wanted to cover? We're going for a little over an hour or so.
No, I don't think so.
Are we satisfied with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You good? Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
that's
for having.
fun.
All right.